Just because something is simple, please don't dismiss it, because often the simple things, they're right in front of our eyes, but because they're so obvious, we just ignore them. An element that people often come to me for help with is that of confidence, self-confidence. And my understanding is that when babies are born and when young children, they don't have to go and see people because of confidence problems. And when you watch young kids playing, they're in it. They're in the movie 100%. And there's no ego there holding them back. As far as they're concerned, they're Magic Johnson and nobody's going to talk them out of it. But then something happens and we start to get this concept of our own ego, of our own image of how we're projecting to the rest of the world. And when this ego takes charge, it will be the little voice that we all have in our ear that'll be criticizing us and whispering, don't do this. How many people have told you that you're useless at this? Why not just give up? Right. And this is what most people do. The number of people that I've worked with who have been creative people, they've written books, they've written music, they've performed music. They've come to the conclusion that they're not good enough, and yet their tutors have told them they are, and they haven't had the courage to press that button on the computer when you're submitting your book to Amazon, for instance, and it will say submit, because they think, oh no, I can't. I need to do another draft. I need another couple of chapters. I've met somebody who's written 120,000 words over 5 years, and he says it's still nowhere near for publication. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, yeah. So confidence is a big one. Now, what can you do? What's a simple one? I'll tell you this. Adopt this mantra or message to yourself. From this moment forward, I will never say a bad thing about myself. Ever again. Now, that's maybe not grammatical, but that doesn't matter. I will never say a bad thing about myself ever again. And if I tell people, can you stick to this for the rest of your life? They'll say, oh yeah, I'm going to give this a good try. I said, no, that's not enough. I'll make it easier for you. I want you to stick with this for 28 days without fail. Every time you get a negative thought about yourself or somebody implants a negative thought on you, you can say, I will never ever say a bad thing about myself, right? And once you start beating yourself up, things change. The chemicals in your brain start to change. You get more of the good ones and less of the stressful ones. And after 28 days, you will have changed. And those closest to you will say, you've changed. What are you doing different? Are you taking something? If you are, can you spare some for me?